Hey everyone, this is Blake Hackbarth with Recruitment Hockey, coming at you with another video. I just wanted to take a couple minutes this morning and just kind of talk about what Recruitment Hockey is, our different packages, and how we can benefit players. So I haven't really had a chance to talk about that on this channel, and it's nice to switch things up from the normal, talking about drills and different hockey schematics and things like that. So I think it'll be a nice change of pace. So if you see me looking down, I have like notes in my hand, so that's why I'm looking down in my lap. But so to start, we offer several different packages, and for players there's multiple different packages because there's multiple different things that players are looking for. So to start with our gold package is our first tier of what we can offer a player. So essentially it's getting your name onto our site and in front of the scouts and teams and organizations that use our site. So with the gold package, you get your name onto our site, into our available players list, you get a personalized player profile, and the recognition, and you're going to be blasted through our social media accounts. So why that benefits you? For just $4 a month, you're going to have eyes on you, and that's what's important. So this is for players that are having trouble getting noticed. A lot of times I've heard stories of people going out and spending, believe it or not, up to $18,000 traveling the country, going to different showcases, and still not being able to land on a team. And not even necessarily because of skill level, but just because of the not knowing how to properly get in front of the correct scouts. And when I say correct scouts, of course you're going to be able to get noticed at showcases, and you're going to be in front of a lot of cool organizations. But when it comes to the correct scouts, there's a different team for everybody. So something I always tell my players: if your mind's at ease, you're going to play better. So the example I use, I'm from Wisconsin, and let's just say I don't want to get too far from home. And you'll hear a lot of people like berate younger athletes, like, oh, you need to leave home, you need to get in this area, you need to go here or there. And I believe if I wanted to stay in the Midwest, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan, whatever, and you said, oh, well, no, you got to go play in Boston, whatever, it's an example. My mind's, I'm going to be homesick. My mind's not going to be it's not going to be at ease. So when I'm playing games, I'm not going to perform to my highest level. And I believe that hurts the athlete more than it benefits, just because if you're not playing well, even if you're in a better league or you get better recognition, it doesn't make a difference if you're not performing. So there's a lot of different factors, and you take into, region, price range, league recognition, various other outlets. So I believe having your mind at ease is important. And so when you use our gold package, you're at least able to get in front of the scouts you want. You're going to have a lot of different options because we have a vast network of teams using our site, and it just helps expedite the recruiting process, if that makes sense. So that kind of segues into the platinum package. And with our platinum package, obviously you get everything I just mentioned and more. So the main difference between the gold and the platinum package, with the platinum package, you also get a career cluster assessment and a disc assessment. So this helps enhance your profile in order to get more suitable suitors, I guess. So when teams are looking for different personalities and different types of players, and especially at the collegiate level, I use the example, Milwaukee School of Engineering. If you want to go for business, having that career cluster assessment, probably going to the Milwaukee School of Engineering, NCAA D3, probably not your best option, right? So that kind of helps the scouts and even you kind of comb through what you're actually looking for, the kind of players they're looking for as well, because it's got to be a mutual connection, as we all know. So that's why we had the career cluster assessment, and I use it all. I mean, I've used it back in high school, and I think it's very important just being able to kind of know exactly what interests you, and the kind of schools that'll best benefit you. And I really feel like that helps expedite the recruiting process, because like I said, if the school isn't for you, your mind's not going to be at ease. You're not going to get the degree you want, and that's ultimately what's more important, especially at the collegiate level, is setting yourself up for life. So with our DISC assessment, it's a personality assessment that helps the coaches kind of know what kind of player they're getting. So obviously, if I'm talking to a coach and I'm 18 years old, I'm going to be on my best behavior on the phone, or if I see him in person, right? And so there's that, being able to have that personality assessment. Of course, you always want to recruit good kids and good athletes and good personalities, but it kind of shows, oh, I'm a more dominant personality. This is how I'm going to fit into your locker room, and this is how you have to coach me. Because if I'm a dominant personality and you try to over-dominate me, I might not respond as well to that. If I'm more of a shy personality, you might have to talk, talk a little bit nicer to me, I guess. You know what I mean? There's that kind of common misconception that coaching has to always be hard and rough and tumble, but at the end of the day, coaches also have to realize that they need to get the best out of their players. So having that personality assessment and being able to properly communicate with their players is what I believe very important. So when we add that DISC assessment, it helps really show the kind of player that they're getting as well. Not just, oh, hey, yep, this is me, I'm a nice kid, so on and so forth. It actually kind of shows the exact kind of player they're getting. And obviously most people are good people, so don't believe everything you hear on the internet of people being bad all the time. With our advisory package, so as a lot of you probably know, there are advisors in the world, and they, in my opinion, charge too much for not a lot of work. So the average price is between, at least in my research in my playing days, is between $2,800 and $5,000 a year. In North America, I can't speak for Europe. I didn't do the proper research over there, and that's me being upfront about that. So here in North America, charging that much, and the guys, most advisors do an awesome job, so I'm not saying that they don't, but there are guys that, I'm not afraid to say it, that I feel like don't do a whole lot of work for their players and aren't, worth that amount of money, I guess. And so I try to be upfront about that. And with our advisory package, obviously you get your names on our site, you get the DISC and the cluster assessments. Your name is blasted across our social media. All the things I already mentioned in this video, but actually having a recruitment coach helps kind of create that plan from point A. Here's where we're going, from point A to B to C to D, and properly following that plan and ending up in the correct program. So having that recruiting coach not only does that, but it also opens doors to those higher levels. So we have obviously our database that we use on our actual Recruitment Hockey website, but this is more of a fine-tuned program where we're looking outside of our database as well. So making sure that we're putting our players in the absolute best scenario to succeed is what's most important to us. So having that, creating that plan and constantly being in contact with our player, and like I said, it's on our website, it's a 24/7 thing. So it's, hey Coach Blake, whatever, will use me for an example, it's 2 a.m. I just got off the bus, I had a horrible game, whatever, just being there in the corner for the player, and just being an advocate and a mentor, and not just, hey, this team called me about you, what do you think? You know what I mean? So we try to take a much more personalized approach, and being in contact with our players on a daily, weekly basis. And then obviously whenever they need us as well, and offering that advice. And making sure that we're creating that plan, like I said, point A to B to C to D, not just, hey, go to this camp, go to this showcase, see ya, I'll send an email or I'll make a phone call. You know what I mean? So what's also good about our advisory program is it helps open doors for players. So I've used the analogy that your recruitment coach would be a key holder for you. So obviously not every showcase and not every, let's say, North American League main camp is just open for people to come in off the street and play in it or practice in it, whatever you want to say. So having that advocate with our team of coaches and advisors, being able to open those doors, and we're the key holders, opening those doors, we have relationships with those teams and they trust the kind of players that we would be sending to them, and we're never going to send a player that's not ready to compete in that level. And we'll be honest with the player if that's the scenario, but at least having the option to get to those levels and at least show what you're worth compared to being, doing it all on your own. Because I promise I got plenty of friends and talk to a lot of coaches on a daily basis that they get 1,000 emails a day from different people, and with all due respect, they're a lot more likely to answer a colleague's email, phone call, text than a random number's phone call, text. And I think everybody can kind of understand that too. We don't answer our phones when we see a spam phone call, just like you answer your phone when your mother calls you, whatever. That's my example. Our training packages. So we offer strength training and diet training. So the two packages, they can be purchased separately and they can also be purchased together. So I'll just kind of say what the training and diet packages are. So they're very similar. We have an app called Bridge Athletic, and our training and diet is run by Holistic Human Performance, and that's done by Cole Hyde. He does an excellent job getting athletes, and he also has just everyday clients. Does an excellent job getting them to compete at peak performance and live at peak performance. So what you are, what you can't measure. So we're very, very in tune with constantly being on our athletes about what they're doing. So weekly performance reports and creating those personalized diet plans and strength training plans are very important. What I call a blanket plan is something that if I'm going to work out with my team back in the day, whatever, what might work for me might not work for player B. So if I'm naturally my legs are stronger than player B, I'm not going to need to do the same exact exercises as player B. Or if I lack in one area, he might be stronger in another area. So having those blanket plans where it's just, hey, everybody, you're doing 50 burpees and 85 squats throughout the day, whatever. That might not benefit me as much as somebody else. So we never want to be wasting time as hockey players. We want to be efficient, and when we're working with a purpose. So why that's important is having those personalized workout and diet plans really helps us create bigger, faster, stronger, and smarter athletes. So the reason I also add smarter is because the way we fuel our body is what's going to help us train our body. So if we're not sleeping well, if we're not exercising well, we're not going to be making as many good strides. And obviously we want to be doing big strides instead of a bunch of little strides. So less, let me try to explain it. Less really big strides, so working efficiently and properly, than a bunch of little strides, where we're going from here to here to here. We want to be going from, try to show it in the camera, here to off the camera, right? So in the same amount of time. So just making sure that we're properly, fueling our bodies, and with those personalized workout and diet plans, we can do so. And Cole, he's, this is what he studied, this is what he does, and he does a great job. So having him in our corner is very important to our team as well. On Recruitment Hockey, moving on, we've also created a little bit of a social hub. So the ability for players, parents, and teams to all connect. We do offer a parent membership. It's extremely cheap. It's $3 a month, and that just helps you connect with other parents, kind of stay in the know-how of everything that's going on with hockey. If you have a child on the website, being able to keep up with their progress, and just creating a hockey community in general. So being able to connect with different families and share different stories and everything. I mean, that's just kind of fun. And so that's why we added the kind of social aspect of the company, and it, gives you the ability to see the other members, and just everybody that's going through the same thing just gets to kind of enjoy it together, I guess. Finally, our team membership. So having teams and players is obviously what makes Recruitment Hockey tick. We're trying to place teams and players together, players with teams. You're trying to do that efficiently, properly. So a lot of times, I always, when you think of recruiting, there's a lot of wasted resources for teams traveling to showcases or trying to find players, but the players don't respond. A lot of different other aspects. So trying to sign 25 hockey players for teams across, especially the tier 3 and club hockey level, it's not as easy as it looks, I guess. So having the ability to streamline the process of, here's a player, here's all of his information, here's his parents' information, because I'd be the first to tell you, you might talk to a player and then all of a sudden you don't ever hear from him again. So having the parents' information maybe gets you a better chance to, not get ghosted by the player. So having the team membership, obviously they get access to all of our players, and the more players and more teams we have, the more vast our database becomes, and there's going to be a team for everybody. So just making sure that hockey players' careers aren't coming to an end prematurely, and adding teams to our website's obviously always important. There's a lot of, going back to kind of why it benefits the teams, having those wasted resources, going to showcases and not signing players, not knowing anything about a player. So that's, where the disc and the career cluster assessments, being able to sign those players that properly fit what you're trying to do, or if you're looking for a defenseman that's a certain size or a certain hand, being able to find those quote-unquote perfect players is so important for teams this day and age, and being able to sign them efficiently. So it's not a 2-month process of going back and forth. It's, hey, here we are, we want you, we already know a ton about you because of all the information that Recruitment Hockey holds on the player, and we make that process super easy for teams to find their players and for players to get noticed. So that was kind of a little bit longer of a video, but I hope everything I said made pretty good sense. I'm a rambler too, so if I ever get going on tangents, I tend to talk about a bunch of different random things, but I love talking hockey. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. My information's on my website, www.recruitmenthockey.com. You can find us at info@recruitmenthockey.com is our email. Otherwise, 920-810-5250 is our phone number. Make sure that you're liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos. It just kind of really helps me out more than you guys probably understand. And growing a brand isn't easy, but it's coming along, and everybody that's been a part of the journey and helping a young man follow his dreams has been so cool. So I do really appreciate it, and that doesn't go unnoticed for me and my family and my girlfriend, my dogs. So please keep showing that love and support, because it really does mean a lot to me. So I do appreciate that. other than that, this has been another video from Recruitment Hockey, and like I said, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I love talking to different players and families, so thank you very much, and have a blessed rest of your day.